Hey there, welcome back to my garden. It is a cold, rainy-ish fall day. I just watch my app on my phone and see, okay, here's a little chunk of time when it's not supposed to rain, and change really quick and come outside. So I'm out here right now and I'm just really eager to share with you guys some of these plants that I picked up recently and to get them in the ground because I got them specifically for, well, I know that they're wonderful plants, several of them, but also because of their beautiful fall color. And I really want to get them into the garden so I can see them with fall color before they lose their leaves. So each of these plants I just picked up recently at two pretty awesome sales that I went to, and then also just one trip to S&K Nursery. That one was still on sale, but the others were 50% off. Some were marked down to just $10 for a large can. And those are two reasons why it is so good to go plant shopping this time of year. Well, also it's a great time to plant, but if you go to the stores right now, you get to see that fall color and see that what you have to look forward to with that plant. It's a little harder to believe it's going to happen when you just see the plant tag, you know, if they advertise it has beautiful fall color, if you haven't actually seen it before. And then also, of course, the sales. So I hate to keep sharing it if it's sad for some of you who might not have access to big sales like this, but in our area here in Zone 8B, Western Oregon, we have, I'm in the Willamette Valley area, though I'm up in the foothills, but the Willamette Valley area is known for being amazing for growing. And so consequently, we have lots of gorgeous nurseries. And most of those nurseries don't want to have to hold on to as much stock as possible over the winter, so they give great discounts. Steep discounts. So I'll tell you the price that I got each of these plants for. I know that a lot of times YouTubers don't like to share that, but I don't care. I'll tell you because I got great deals. So that was exciting. So I'm probably going to be able to get most of these shrubs in the ground, but the one of them is a tree, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that one today because that'll take some effort. So let me quickly just show you the plants, and then we're going to get them in the ground. Okay, so this one is called the Double Play Candy Corn. And this is the one that I got from S&K Nursery. So it wasn't totally on sale, but still $22 for little shrubs, a pretty good price. It was 25% off, but this color, y'all know I love spireas. I love the Proven Winner spireas. This one has a lot going for it because it flowers beautifully, and then it has multicolored leaves and on each stem during the growing season, and then in the fall, of course, it gets this gorgeous color. So I was totally drawn to it. This particular one has kind of a floppy habit. I don't think it'll have that generally, but it is gorgeous. And let me show you the stats on this one. It's also just a small guy, 1.5 to 2.5 feet tall and wide. So pretty small, and it says 4 to 7. I've noticed for the zones, it says that for most Proven Winners Spirea, but I'm Zone 8B and I can grow all of them just fine. So that is one of them, and you can clearly see the color on that one and why I picked it. This is another Spirea. This is Pink Sparkler, and this is a first editions. It's also a birch. Bring it out here so you can see it better. It is a birch spirea, and that basically, one thing about that means that it does bloom on old wood, so I shouldn't prune this until after it blooms if I want to control the size. But you wouldn't know it now by the color of these leaves, but it has a really kind of cool like bluish green tone of its leaves the rest of the year. This one I got for $10 at Bauman Farms, and that was a steal of a deal because I paid like $35 for the other one that I got earlier in the season at Garden Palooza. So super happy about that one because it did really well in my garden this year. The next shrub is called an Itea, or a Sweetspire. This one is called Scentlandia, and I did plant one others that was called Fizzy Mizzy. And in looking them up, I really couldn't find that much of a difference between the two. I probably would have to dig a little deeper to find out what the difference is and maybe why Proven Winners has two that have such similar habits, because they're both tolerant of sun and shade. They're supposed to both be deer resistant, and they also are supposed to have amazing, good smelling flowers, which were right here. I can definitely attest to the Fizzy Mizzy having that, because that's the other one I have, and it smelled amazing when I planted it. But this one, they're both supposed to be about 3x3. And so yeah, this one I was super obviously attracted to the fall color. I just actually heard Robbie and Janie talking about it on Janie's podcast, Dig Plant Water Repeat. And so I picked it up. It was 50% off, so it was about $20. It's a pretty good sized shrub, and you can already see down here that it's kind of naturalizing. That is one thing that Iteas do, so we'll see how that one does in my landscape. And even though my Fizzy Mizzy is looking a little bit sad right now, I think it'll still survive, but I think this one will have a much better chance in my gardens right now, just because it is fall, because the ground is wet. These do like pretty moist soil, so I think that that it'll benefit from being planted in right now in fall. Plus, I get to see the fall color, and I have just like the perfect spot for it. I'm really excited about it because it is a spot that gets a lot of shade, but then it does get some sun as well. So I'm optimistic this is going to be a good plant for that spot. So the fall color is amazing, and I think the other attributes will make it great in the garden too. I did show you guys the Neon Burst the other day that I got from Farmington Gardens. I got that one for also 50% off. It started out being a little bit more expensive. They wanted like $70 for it at the beginning, so $35, but I still think that that was a really good price for the size of that shrub. So here's the tree that I got that has gorgeous fall color. So this is a heartthrob dogwood, and it is in full on fall color. You can see, I guess now that the sun is gone behind a cloud, you can see the fall color a lot better. But this tree, Cornus Heartthrob, was on sale for $60 from Bauman's. So this one will get a pink flower. Also should be one, because it's a Cornus variety of the dogwoods, it should also have those like cool pink, I'll see if I can find a picture and put it up on the screen, but it should have those cool pink seed pods on it. And it's supposed to be kind of a more narrow one. It won't get huge, like maybe 15 feet tall or so. And I'm so excited for this tree. I just think it's beautiful. I've seen them before. It originally was like $200. And when I saw that it was $60, I was like, I can fit this in my van, and it is coming home with me for sure. It does say that this can take full sun, so I'm going to put it down in one of my no-dig beds on the bottom. I'm going to move vine maple up onto the bank kind of behind where it is, and give this one more of a center stage spot. It says that the Cornus varieties of dogwoods are a bit more deer resistant, so I'm really hoping so. The deer have been kind of doing a number on some things down there. So one being the vine maple, which is weird because I've not seen them even eat on our native vine maples, like our naturally growing vine maples. So I don't know why they attack those ones that I have in my garden, but they do. And so anyway, I'm really hoping that they won't mess with this one. But this one is balled and burlapped in the container, so it is so heavy. It's heavier than any other tree that I've ever worked with. And usually I can plant a tree on my own, but this one is heavy. So I'm going to have some help with that, which means I probably won't get it in the ground today. But I think I'll be able to get the dogwood, the Itea, and then the two Spireas. I think I'll be able to get those into the ground, and I think they're going to be super pretty. So I am excited for that. I'll show you one more. I do have a Deutzia here that has beautiful fall color. I'm not going to be planting this one in the ground yet because it's kind of going in a specific spot. But this one I think was $10. I think maybe it was 50% off. Maybe it was $20. Anyways, it was also a very good price, and it has gorgeous fall color. And it's interesting because my other Deutzias, this is the Yucca Cherry. I can find the tag here we go. Yeah, yucca cherry blossom. I have several of these in my garden and none of them are this beautiful color yet, so that's interesting. It's just kind of a really small, petite shrub, and I'm going to be working with some of these in the front garden next to our stairs that go up to our front porch. So, but that has gorgeous fall color too. So, like when I just scan back, I mean, between that and the dogwood, the two spirea, and then the itea, I'm here for it. These colors are amazing, and I just keep joking with my family because they keep asking me when I'm going to start decorating for Christmas, and I say I can't decorate for Christmas when I have such beautiful fall color on all my things still, because it just screams fall, and I'm loving fall. We've had a beautiful fall this year. The temperatures have been just perfect for actually getting the fall color to really come on without there being a tremendous amount of rain, which just, you know, takes the leaves off a lot quicker. So we have beautiful, actually let me show you my October Glory maple really quick before we get started. Right here, I just showed it in a garden tour video just the other day, and it just immediately after that we had some much colder nights, and it's really started to turn its glorious color, when most of our other maples, except for our native big leaf maples, but other maple trees have already lost their leaves. This one is just now turning, and I think it's so beautiful. I can see this one out of our kitchen window, and you guys know I love that. So I'm super happy with the look and the color of that one. I'm not sure why we have a chicken out here on the lawn. What are you doing? What are you doing? Her colors kind of match the fall vibe. Anyway, she's a gold sex link, and she for some reason just always gets out and is happy to wander around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go get these shrubs placed and get them in the ground, and then we'll show you how they end up. Okay, we got all 4 of the shrubs in the ground, and I think that they all just add so much to the spaces that they're in. There's all pretty simple planting, pretty easy to pick the spots that they all went in. So we're just going to start off right here where we ended up with the birch spirea. That, like I said, this is the pink sparkler variety. The leaves are kind of interesting right now. I think it's mostly, other than the red color, that obviously being for fall, but the splotching on it, I think that's just from being in the canal all season. But let me back up here so you can see where this is here in the no dig bed. It's right next to this little small peach tree that I have right here. So then there's the spirea and a little echinacea hydrangea that is very sadly been mauled by the deer. But you can see there's several plants that we put out here that are said to be deer resistant, like this ajuga here that was not nibbled on at all. So anyway, here's where the pink sparkler birchleaf spirea ended up. You might notice too on that spirea that the leaves are a little bit larger than the typical like other spireas that you might see. That is one difference also. And then here's where the candy corn spirea variety went. Don't mind the little sedum that fell over. We just transplanted that there recently, but it's doing just fine. It just kind of fell over. But anyways, this is where I ended up putting the candy corn spirea. I moved out the catmint that was there. I think this one, the candy corn will get a little bit taller than the spirea, and I just kind of wanted the looser shape of the spirea on the outside rather than on the inside in front of these Concord barberries. So I think that'll look really pretty also when it blooms and when it comes in, because it will be this kind of brighter chartreuse color, which I think is a really pretty contrast to the barberries right there. So this was a little bit difficult to dig in. Maybe you could tell, I think, in the video that there was the cardboard there. It was, if you remember the videos that I did, this is our no dig. This is a no dig bed that we just put in, or I just put in. So their cardboard is underneath that mulch, and it hadn't really broken down yet, but now that we've had some rain, it was pretty soft. So I was able to dig in that. So now we're over here. We just came from the no dig bed that way, walked along the path, and now we're over here where I planted in the Itea. I just think this color is absolutely gorgeous. This is probably my favorite fall color. I mean, the vibrant, almost neon color is pretty, but something about this red really is gorgeous to me. And I think that that'll be just a really nice shrub for right in that spot, especially because it can take sun or shade. It'll get shade for quite a bit of the day because of this butterfly bush, and then once the sun makes its way over in the late afternoon, it will get the sunshine. So I think that's gorgeous where it ended up, and I'm really excited to see what that one does. And right here next to the Itea, as I was planting it, I noticed it was kind of hard to get out of the container, and that was because there was a little start that was already rooted and trying to kind of come out and be its own little shrub. So separated that from the mama plant, and I planted it right here. So there's a possibility that we'll actually have 2 of the Itea right here, and I'm guessing because it came off the mother plant, it'll be the same. So we may have 2 Scentlandia Iteas right here in this spot, and I think that would look lovely because it would just fill in this opening right here. And so then we swing this way, and here is the lone dogwood shrub. The neon burst is up here, and yes, I did plant it high, and I put down cardboard around it. I weed whacked first, and then I put down the cardboard underneath it and planted that up with the compost around it. And yes, this area very well may become a garden space. It is just wild grass. I mean, it's not long grass, it's more of a hay mixture, and it just takes a lot of maintenance to keep it down. And I think it would be a lot easier, of course, just to lay in cardboard, cover it with, the soil, as you've seen me do, and just create a nice big shrub bed similar to what is behind it right here. I mean, this is 90% shrubs, big shrubs, ones that don't need a lot of water, and that is really easy to maintain. So I think that'd be really pretty up here. I've been noticing this spot from inside the house, and it's a viewpoint that I can see from a lot of our windows, and it's usually quite shaggy with just overgrown grass. So I'm excited to have this shrub here. I think it absolutely is gorgeous. This color is unlike anything else. And then there's the little sweet white berries, and I imagine that, you know, the older and more established it is, it'll put on even more of a show. So this one is supposed to be deer resistant. I looked on the tag. We will see. Like I said, gonna just really hope. This might even be one that I consider spraying around because I don't want the deer to demolish it. So we'll just pan this way and you can see some of the really pretty pops of red that are coming on for fall, and it's so fun for me to be planting in more shrubs and stuff that contribute to the fall show. I really try hard to plant for the 4 seasons, you know, even including winter, having evergreens in the garden, and but fall is, I love this time of year. I love the slower pace, obviously the cooler weather, and then just the vibrant colors that come on after kind of a long hot summer. They're really welcome. So I'm thrilled to have these new 4 shrubs in the ground. I'm excited to still get a few more things in the ground before the rain comes and stays for the winter, because that's just how it is here in the Pacific Northwest in Western Oregon. Once it starts raining in this winter, it doesn't stop for several months, and that's when, like I said before, that's kind of when I hibernate. So, and dream about the spring garden. So anyways, thank you for hanging out with me while I planted in these fall plants. If you can find them, I encourage you to swoop them up if you have space in your gardens for them. And yeah, I hope you are enjoying your day, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.